Hello friends, this is Cold Run back with Final Fantasy VII's Remake. Last time we beat Leviathan, and that was fantastic and exhausting and awesome. This time, however, I guess before I get started in heading to Aerith's house, and just exploring if there's anything else to find here, I wanted to bring up that I went through my party's equipment, specifically the weapons, like to see, to upgrade them, because there were some that had like 70 points still in there. And so I have a few thoughts on just kind of what the uses of the weapons are, but I didn't really have a plan going into the game, of course, because this is a blind game. And I guess, sorry, I just paused. I thought of something. Sorry. Yeah, so I didn't really have a plan going into it. So a lot of the weapons are just kind of balanced. I just put some into hit points and attack and whatever. Some of them really stand out. Some of them are just kind of balanced. And so I put some thoughts in terms of why I'd use certain weapons. I'll put those in the notes. Nothing too dramatic. I think I'm going to stick with most of what I have right now. But, yeah. Anyway. Any advice you have, by the way, on that would be appreciated. Like, if you see one weapon where I was like, yeah, this seems like okay balance, but you're like, no, this is the ultimate tanking weapon, you monster. How could you not put all your points into the tanking stuff? Like, maybe leave the monster part out, I guess. I'll just assume that you're thinking it. And, yeah, let me know any thoughts you have on that, because, again, I don't know, I used to be super hardcore in terms of saying, like, no, never give me advice, but it's kind of fun to do this as long as I get a chance to explore and experiment a bit. It's kind of fun to do this as kind of a joint thing, a joint let's play with y'all. So let's move on towards Aerith. Hey, we got, how are things in Miss Folia's land? Oh, that's right, everything's catastrophic because Sector 7 was destroyed. Miss Folia's probably still in Wall Market.
There's a crack in our floor, too. I fell out of bed. There was so much shaking.
It's got to be terrifying for the kids.
My heart is still pounding.
So the community center is shut down. I mean, it's not shut down, but it's closed right now.
First it was all like shaking, then it was all like boom, crash, bam.
I felt the shaking, but don't remember an explosion.
Anything going on here? No.
What are we gonna do if our plate falls?
Yeah, and they're gonna. That's true. They're all like probably thinking that it could just as easily happen to them. I don't think it will, but.
And then all of a sudden.
Okay, so let's push on towards Aerith. Oh right, I can sprint. So R2 is sprint. Okay. I don't want to keep going, because I know that she's not here, and I know that Elmyra is going to rip Cloud's head off, and...
That's the house.
Marlene! Marlene!
No. Anything else here? Probably not, but... Okay. Oh god, I'm just putting off going in there. I'm putting it off. Okay.
Where's Marlene? Is she here?
Barrett!
Sorry, I'm Barrett. Marlene's my little girl.
Not the only one who lost her little girl. Not that
Marlene,
Barrett's a little girl, but...
She's got short hair. She's cute as a button, with the heart of an angel. She was wearing, pink. She was wearing a pink dress today.
Upstairs.
Oh, holy shit.
Huh? Oh.
I thought there was a
She's
zero...
sleeping.
I thought there was a 0% chance she would be here. 0.
I want to see her too. Come on, let's go look in on her.
Wait, so Aerith is here too? I thought
Keep it
Aerith
down.
was...
Don't wake her.
I thought Aerith would have been whisked away towards, like, secret Shinra laboratories or something. Holy shit. That's a pleasant surprise.
Maybe you should join your friend upstairs.
I guess. This is not how I saw this going right now. This is much better. Oh my god.
Marlene, my baby. Thank God.
Shh.
Okay.
Shinra has my daughter now.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
okay. It's half good.
No, I'm the one who asked her to go get Marlene. We'd only just met, but she was so kind and helpful. I took advantage of her.
You really didn't.
It's not your fault.
It's really not.
It was only a matter of time before she ended up back there.
So she started there? I know they knew she was the
Because
ancient one,
she's an
but she
ancient.
was...
Is that it?
So she told you about that. She must trust you all a great deal.
So Shinra just let her drop Marlene off here?
Yes.
I guess they had no reason to keep her.
Aerith is an ancient. Probably the last one living. She's not my daughter. Not by blood, I mean. If that's what you were wondering. About 15 years ago. My husband, he'd been shipped off to fight on the front lines.
Okay.
But then I received a letter saying he'd be home for a bit. So when the day came, I went to the station to meet him.
It's probably the battle with Wutai, I'm guessing, or the war with Wutai.
But he didn't come.
Oh no.
I couldn't help fearing the worst, even then. But I told myself his leave must have been postponed, that he'd been delayed. Every day I went, to wait and to pray.
That is rough.
And
is
that's how
rough.
I met her. Her and her mother.
Her mother?
I thought maybe they'd run away from Wall Market. Or that they were topsiders fallen on hard times.
Holy shit,
I'd
little
seen that
Aerith.
sort of thing a lot.
So just by chance.
Take Aerith somewhere safe. Those were her mother's dying words.
And that piano coming in.
My husband had been away for so long, and I was lonely. So I convinced myself the safest place for the girl was with me.
It sounds like it was. Nice job.
It took no time at all for her to start feeling like family. She was a real chatterbox.
Oh, this is freaking... It's
She told
sad
me
and adorable.
strange stories. Like how she and her mother had escaped from some sort of facility.
Hmm.
And how she wasn't sad because her mother had just returned to their planet.
Their planet, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't understand any of it at the time. When I asked if she meant one in the sky, she said no. This one, right here.
Excuse me. Yeah, if the ancients were stewards of
mean-
the planet.
What can you say to that?
Mommy, don't be sad.
That's
she
what
gonna
said
deliver
to
the
me
news
one
about the
day,
husband?
Out of the blue. So I asked her, what's wrong?
A man you really, really loved just died. His heart came a long way to say goodbye. But he couldn't stay because he had to return to the planet.
Suppose there's
I
worse
didn't
ways to
believe
get
her,
the news.
of course. And then, a few days later, I received a letter saying my husband had been killed in action. Things like that, she'd just know. It was a lot to deal with, but we were happy. And then came the knock.
Oh, is that sound?
Coming! No! Go away!
He's got some luscious hair.
You know, you're not just any little girl. You're a descendant of the ancients.
I had no idea what he meant, so I said, "Who are the ancients?"
They were the original stewards of the planet, whose boundless knowledge and wisdom shall guide us to the promised land. Some believe the promised land to be a myth, others an allegory of sorts. But we take the words of the scriptures at face value and believe it to be quite real. Which is why Shinra would like very much for Aerith to help us.
You're wrong! I'm not an ancient!
But Aerith, even when you're all alone, don't you hear voices whispering secrets?
No, never!
But all three of us knew that wasn't true. That man knew exactly who Aerith was, where she'd come from, and what she could do.
They knew where she was, but they didn't just take her? Doesn't sound like the Turks I know.
She had to come willingly, otherwise it wouldn't work, they said. That's
Interesting.
why, even if they did take her away, I'm sure she's still being treated like a guest. And that they'll send her straight back home, once they get what they need.
Yeah, she knows that's not true.
I doubt it.
You can see from like
You're
the way
not
she's moving
planning
her
anything,
hands.
are you? Don't make things worse than they already are. If I lost her too, I don't know if I could ever.
Oh Christ, this poor
Just
woman.
don't.
And I totally get where she's coming
Cloud.
from.
Maybe she's right about this. Maybe they'll let Aerith go when it's all over. Maybe
Doesn't seem likely.
we'd be better off waiting a little while.
That's possible. I mean, it seems... Doesn't
Let's
seem
head
likely
back
because
to
I know
Sector
Hojo is
7.
a thing. I know
Got things
he's
to take
like...
care of.
I know Shinra sucks, and I know Hojo is doing
Like
weird,
checking
crappy
up on the
experiments.
bar.
Maybe
Yeah.
we get an interlude period here, though.
Okay.
Wow, we really will get an interlude here. And that makes sense. Like, what she said, the argument she made that, like, Aerith is being, like, they physically can't use Aerith unless she's treated, unless she does something voluntarily, unless she's treated well. And maybe we could mess that up. Like, I think that makes sense. It's just, again, I know that I've seen behind the scenes with President Shinra and Heidegger, and I know that, if I remember Hojo from 7, from the original game, and how nasty he was. And so I don't think it's going to go great, but I'm guessing there's going to be some catalyst that has to happen to make us change what we do. Anything upstairs? Oh, yes. Just some flowers and a nice view of what's still one of my favorite areas in video games right now. Sorry, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for any coughs or sniffles as we go. Marlene and treasure. A mythical amulet, okay. An amulet that exalts the tutelary entities said to keep watch over the planet. Strengthens summons called forth in battle. That sounds... probably... I don't know how good that sounds. I guess it depends on how much it strengthens them.
We're gonna win this fight. I promise.
Anything in the next room over, in Cloud's room? Or the guest room? Doesn't look like it. Okay. What are we doing now, though? What's the next... Head towards the Sector 7 slums. Okay, let's head toward the Sector 7 slums.
Take care of yourselves now.
Will do. Best we can.
The main entrance to Sector 7 is buried under rubble now. So how are we supposed to get back inside?
Underground passage in the park.
Good plan.
But how do we get to the park?
I know another way to get there. Aerith showed me before.
This ancient girl knows her stuff.
Yes, she does.
Didn't mean anything by it.
That was weird.
There was this rumbling, and then all of a sudden...
Okay.
And now, breaking news.
Did a plate really fall?
These are new. Aren't these? Yeah, I think these are new. Have Magician's Bracelet. The bracelet capable of holding a wealth of variegated materia. So that's 4 but moderate defense. Heavy duty bracer, a durable bracer with multiple materia slots to further fortify the wearer's defense. So that's heavy physical. And Sorcerer's Amulet, heavy magical defense, an amulet with magic warding properties that can be enhanced with materia. I can only really afford to buy one, and I don't know what I'd want to do. Probably not the Magician's Bracelet. Oh gosh, maybe the Magician's Bracelet. Yeah, this seems like it's probably the most flexible. Let's just do the Magician's Bracelet.
World's just too dangerous these days not to keep a weapon at your side.
I agree. Alright, so we're heading on back. Where are we going here? The Sector 6 to 5 road. It looks like the park is that way. Oh, also, when I was editing the last video, I noticed that Madam M was here, and I just wasn't seeing her. Let's talk to her.
Well, this is a fine mess.
How bad is it here?
Compared to Sector 7, we're doing fine. But that's hardly an accomplishment.
Right. Oh, that's it, I guess. Okay.
Found him? We're searching the compound as we speak,
Okay.
sir.
Never mind. The guards are still looking for me, so I cannot do anything in the wall market just yet.
The first.
What do we need for tomorrow?
Because I know that I'll be able to get back to wall market eventually, because there's the arena thing, and the arena thing screams like leisure time, post-game, come whenever you'd like. Or the Coliseum, rather. But I guess just not yet. Alright, so we're heading here through this little passageway. Playground, I guess, should be, or the park, rather, should be reasonably close by. Hiccups. Isn't this where we saw, what's his name?
Let's keep moving.
That weird thief trio, whose names I can't remember? Maybe. Oh, one more thing. So I was feeling uneasy about the proficiency bonuses of weapons. About like what that means when it says proficiency bonus, strike a staggered enemy, or proficiency bonus, strike 3 or more enemies. Because I don't know, I didn't get it, and I was a little bit annoyed that I didn't get it. So I googled it, and apparently it just means that, like, when I was leveling up the weapon to gain access to the ability, permanent access to the ability, if I struck 3 or more enemies, I would have gotten, like, extra percentage points towards that. And which is neat, because this is, like, because it's almost like a tutorial. Like, it's, the proficiency bonus is almost like a suggestion of how you're supposed to be using the ability. Like Disorder, this is the one that switches from Punisher to Operative. And that you're supposed to, like, when you switch modes, you strike immediately after, and maybe you get a bonus hit or something. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was neat. Okay, enemies again. Easy.
Bring it! That's a win.
And, like, I think, actually, now that I'm mentioning it, maybe that'll help with some of Tifa's abilities, because Tifa's abilities I'm less certain on than almost anyone else's abilities. Tifa... Yeah, like, so, okay, Star Shower. Unleash a flurry of powerful strikes, increases strength of next command executed. Follow up with offensive ability. So the proficiency bonus is saying that to best use this ability, follow up Star Shower with an offensive ability or magic after using it. So, like, because it buffs the next thing used. I don't know how long it does. Dive Kick seems like it's just like Braver. Overpower is interesting also. Using conjunction with basic attacks to more effectively pressure enemies. So use Overpower and then follow up with a basic attack combo after using it, and that should, maybe that'll improve, maybe that'll give a chance to pressure the enemy. Yeah, maybe. Let me try that. I'll try using it next time I'm with her in combat. Wait, am I going the right way? I feel like I'm not going the right way. I'm sorry, I'm super confused. Let me try just going as the crow flies. What happens? Sorry, I mean the other direction. Let's see what happens if I just go back this way. Is this the right way then? Yeah, this feels like the right way. This feels like the righter way.
It's blocked.
It's the wrong way.
There, that way. We'll have to fight our way through. But it's our only shot.
Okay, so this is the way to go. I was about to go the totally wrong way. Mega Potion, thank you. This beautiful, bizarre music from, like, I don't remember what their name was, like Biff's Dugs or something. Ring Maw. What does that target mean?
Take the lead.
Okay, let's go.
I'm on Tifa because I can't remember if I have... No, she doesn't have it. But while I have her, so let's see. I want to use Overpower because this is the pressure one.
You're down. Ha, we gotta switch it up.
And I think it's Monster Variants Part 2 Battle Intel Progress 7 to 10. Let's just assess this.
Too bad.
A Gorger subspecies. Larger than their close relatives and armed with blade-like front legs. Drawn by the taste of human flesh, they often venture into residential areas. They become stronger sometime after battle starts, but they will return to normal after taking a certain amount of damage. They kind of hulk out a bit. Also weak to ice.
Hell yeah!
Maybe dial it back a little?
Anything here? No. Still, I'm not sure what that target was. Does that have to do with the battle variant thing? Battle intel. Monster variants. Defeat monsters of 10 unique varieties. Maybe that's what it has to do with?
I've seen stronger.
That doesn't seem weird. That's like a giant carrot beast. I'm just trying to get the, I know I should be switching, but I just want to...
Back in it. Allow me.
Oh, there we are, okay. Vargidpilus. It says when enemy skills can be learned from this monster. It says. You don't have to guess, you don't have to use a guide, it just friggin' says. Monsters originally created by Shinra's R&D division, but are now feral after some escaped lab and bred in the wild. Life finds a way, baby. Okay, so I'm gonna kill you for now, but...
It's on you.
Let me handle this.
Let's just dive kick you, finish you off.
There's no escape. Bring it.
Fleeing, no! The heck?
I won't hold back.
Oh, I can flee? Is this an actual option for me? I didn't know fleeing was an option. Okay, let's readjust a bit. Alright, I adjusted my materia a little bit. I gave Cloud ice materia and first strike so he can help with his assessment going forward. Barret, I gave the magician thing. I gave him also subversion because I'm curious, because breach and dispel sound really good, and resistance to instant death sounds good. Yeah, that's really it. Oh, I also gave Barret enemy skill.
This'll be quick.
I got this.
About damn time.
I got this.
Alright, so... Oh, and the enemies don't heal up afterwards.
Come on, hit.
There.
So what do you use? What's your... What enemy skill do you use?
Bring it.
I'm waiting.
Catch you sleeping.
We make a decent team.
Did I learn an enemy skill? No, I didn't.
Who would have thought, huh?
I'll have to keep playing around with that. I guess this is something I'm okay with. If you have any tips on, like, if there's a way to improve the chances of getting an enemy skill, that would be...
I've been waiting for a chance to go all out.
Don't get too carried away. Take the lead.
All set.
Yeah! Want some more? Fine. Stay down, asshole.
See ya.
Dance of Death. It used Dance of Death on me. Did I learn it?
Can't move.
Okay, let's go. Think fast.
Acquire the self-destruct ability. So it does tell you when you learn something.
Keep it up.
Not bad.
So it seems, at least for some of these, like it'll be a pretty high chance to learn it. So now Barret can self-destruct, which is a thing, I guess. But it's probably not. It doesn't. So how do I tell, like, what I've learned already? Is there something that shows, like, what enemy skills I've picked up? Maybe not. Okay, that's gonna be it for me for now. I feel like I'm progressing and moving. I got this awesome little dancey ska beat going behind me with the horns and everything. And I will call it here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.